This week on the New Leadership Normal, stop protecting the children. No news is scary, and I can't perform if I'm scared. We're just not open enough. This video is about honesty and that horrible buzzword, transparency. When I talk to groups about open communication, the biggest concerns are things that need to be confidential. And there are things that need to be kept close to the vest. Legal requirements, stock market impact, acquisition plans, or things that will embarrass someone publicly. The key to understand is that these are really exceptions. We have to be very careful in these situations, but the problem is carrying this level of discretion to all of our communication. Some reasons we fall into this trap. We err on the side of caution. It's easier to just not say anything. You can't predict how people will react. Who knows what fires you'll have to put out. It's easier to not communicate. The next reason I think we fall into this trap falls under the label, we've arrived. Based on how information was provided to us, we think not being open is the way to do it. We do learn by example, and if that was our example, we easily carry that approach forward, whether it's right or wrong. Another big reason for communication with our teams not being as open as possible is that we care. We want to protect our people from bad or challenging news. We worry about how it will affect people. Remember what we said earlier though, no news is scary. People actually are aware of the communication vacuum. Here's a very dramatic representation of what I'm talking about. When I was 6 years old, I was picked up at school and brought to an aunt and uncle's house. Not something that had ever happened before. I was there about 8 hours. While the adults were very nice to me, I knew something was going on. It was clear to me that someone close had died. No one would talk to me or answer my questions. For those 8 hours, I was certain that my father had died, and they didn't want to tell me. I remember being mad that they didn't think I was capable of handling the information. Because of that, I resented those adults for many years after that. Of course, I never let them know that. It turned out that there was a death in the family, but it wasn't my dad, it was an uncle. The news was bad, but not as bad as the news I created in the vacuum of information. Why did the adults allow me to think the worst? Why didn't they treat me with respect as an equal? Why were they afraid to tell me the truth? Why did they think I didn't know something was going on? This real-life example is extreme, but it's exactly what happens so often when leaders hold back and don't share the whole truth. It's actually the opposite of caring. If you tell me where we're going, I can help us get there. I work with executives every day who attend a meeting with higher-ups and come back with an obstacle thrown up in front of them. It's disappointing and feels like a mountain is placed in the path. Even for ultra-high performers, shouldering this burden alone is difficult. Because we're cautious, it's the way it's always been, and we care, our first reaction is to try to solve the problem on our own. Realize what you're doing to your team by not sharing these challenges. It's actually the opposite of leadership. Share the challenges, the mountain. Utilize all the resources available. Keep everyone in the game and show trust in your team. Also teach based on the insights from the senior leadership team. That's leadership. That's it for this week. Look in the description below if you're on YouTube for the link to the blog post that has more details. What do you think? I'd love to hear your questions about being more open. Please share in the comments. Thanks for joining me. If you missed us last week, click the video to your right for championship hiring. Will I see you Saturday morning? Each Saturday, our special email conversation focuses on you as a leader with a message you won't see anywhere else. Click the link on the top right of your screen or visit jimcanterucci.com. Please join us for more next week on the New Leadership Normal.